Chris Brown has been trying to convince us that he has changed, and some people have been seeing this new side of him. However, the next thing we knew, Warner Brothers released a crazy documentary about Chris's past, and let's just say that it did not show him in a good light. The streets are saying that Warner Brothers might be out to destroy Chris, and honestly, it's not to believe that Chris is not going down easy because he just filed a massive lawsuit against Warner Brothers' huge plot against him. We were shocked when Warner Brothers announced a documentary about Chris Brown, titled Chris Brown, A History of Violence, which explores the past allegations of SA and behavior against him. You should be sad about this, girl, because Chris is dragging Warner by their edges, and he is willing to take it all the way there with them. He was about to let go, and he filed a lawsuit accusing them of unfairly harming his reputation, particularly because they included a woman whose previous allegations were rejected in court. In the lawsuit, Brown accuses the company of intentionally spreading false information for financial gain, adding that the film's creators were fully aware of the woman's discredited claims. Warner Brothers denies that they have harmed his reputation, claiming that there is a wealth of information about his legal history online and that there is no way to demonstrate that their documentary had any kind of detrimental impact. Regarding his career, they even brought up his conviction for the 2009 incident involving Rihanna and the fact that he was placed on probation after entering a guilty plea. This is a very messy situation, but they have a point because information about Chris's antics, beginning with his altercation with Rihanna, is widely available online. In an interview, Rihanna stated that she suspected he was cheating on her, which sparked the fight. She said, "I caught him in a lie, and he wouldn't tell the truth, and I wouldn't drop it. I couldn't take that he kept lying to me, and he couldn't take that I wouldn't drop it. It escalated himself. Committing violence against me, and it was unsightly. I was bruised, bleeding, and my face was swollen." She also acknowledged that the relationship was quite toxic, stating, "The more in love we got, the more dangerous we became for each other equally because it was a bit of an obsession." Many people try to defend him like that. That thing with Rihanna was forever ago. He's not the same guy anymore. However, it doesn't seem like he's actually accepting responsibility. If it's brought up, he simply becomes irate or leaves. He blew up on fans after they attacked Chloe Bailey for writing a song with him, writing, "If you all still hate me for a mistake I made as a 17-year-old, please kiss my whole entire ass. I'm effing 33. This is an example of how he doesn't show that he has truly matured. You weird people are the same ones who tune in every week to watch Blueface and crone the F out of each other in front of the world, but that's okay. It's entertainment. You guys can suck my D disrespectfully. Where is the cancellation culture? With these white artists who date underage women, I'm so tired of you all trying to push this narrative. From their wives providing aid to women? Where are the cancel Carters with these whites?" he asked again. "Indeed, they are your friends. Stop acting like you care about me, or you risk being run over. It's as simple as that. However, the problem is that none of you can deal with me." In 2017, after their breakup, Rihanna filed for a restraining order against Chris, and the information she revealed in those court documents was extremely concerning. She claimed that Chris had punched her in the face, the stomach, and even shoved her down a set of stairs a few years prior to this. But she kept quiet since he was already on probation for the Rihanna case at the time, and speaking up would have only made matters more difficult for her and him. Karrueche further stated that Chris had threatened her life, telling her that no one else would have her if he couldn't. However, even after they broke up, Chris continued to harass her and her friends, which is what ultimately led her to obtain a restraining order. If you think it ends there, consider the fact that he has even displayed aggression toward Mother, though he has never physically attacked her. According to reports, Chris's mother showed up for a family session and was pushing for her son to stay in the facility for extended treatment when he went to rehab for anger management. In a fit of rage, Chris threw a rock through her car window, shattering it. Another instance is when he and his crew jumped Charles Bush over a long-standing beef for which Chris couldn't even recall why, and were surrounded by 7 to 10 of them. His pals who kicked and punched Chris Charles also claimed that a member of his entourage named Hoodballs threw a chair at his head. However, Larry Parker also claimed that Chris sent his friend Yellowy and Co. to fuck up Parker, chasing him into a dead-end staircase with a locked door. Parker claims that he was punched and kicked in the head for over 10 minutes after Chris encouraged all of his friends to join in on the fun. They all filed a lawsuit against Chris, and their attorney stated, "We filed a suit last night alleging that on Saturday night in Fort Worth entertainer Chris Brown along, numerous police reports have stated that at least one of the individuals who were viciously beaten by his entourage while at his concert is still in the hospital. According to reports, Chris Brown has a lengthy history of violence and has been arrested or accused of at least 10 times. The Busby law firm has filed a lawsuit seeking damages on behalf of the 4 men who were brutalized in the hopes of bringing these victims justice and permanently ending the unacceptable and thuggish behavior described in the lawsuit. He also attempted to jump Tiana Taylor. Even though they had been friends for years, she was one of the few celebrities who stood up for him following the incident with Rihanna, and in an interview with Vibe magazine, she nearly got it. Before the incident involving him and Rihanna, Tiana stated, "I thought that people were using different bandwagons, and I thought that was terrible. Chris has been my brother for 4 years, and we bonded right away when we first met. We love basketball, dance, fashion, and everything else. I was one of the few individuals that supported him in times of need. However, things changed after Chris was scheduled to perform a tribute to Michael Jackson at the 2022 AMA Awards. Tiana Taylor was part of the performance, but she eventually withdrew, and shortly after, the AMAs announced that they were canceling Chris's performance entirely because they were accused of giving Chris a platform despite his messy past with women. According to an insider, the higher-ups were uncomfortable with the idea of a convicted domestic abuser shackling an alleged child on a Disney network. For some reason, fans believe Chris blamed Tiana for the incident, the canceled performance. We could go on, but I think you all understand that Chris has a long history of problematic behavior. And Warner Brothers had a point about how it's all out there on the internet, but they were messy AF for turning it into a documentary and including testimony that had been struck out in court. I don't know how he came to that conclusion, especially since the AMAs gave explanations, but that's just Chris for you. He attempted to jump her at a surprise birthday party that Usher threw for him, and when Usher tried to defend Tiana, he got into a fight with Usher. To hear what you think of this, please leave a comment below and then watch the following video.